Okay, right, so first proper lesson then. We just want to make some music and get something going pretty quickly that sounds like music and is, you know, achievable probably about a week, maybe longer. And we're going to learn two chords, okay? So if you don't know what a chord is, it's where you play lots of notes together at the same time, okay? And it's like what songs are based on chords. Most songs use a series of chords, 3 or 4 chords. So it's important to learn chords if you want to play songs, if you just want to make music. So here we're going to start with some real basics of the guitar. I'm just going to assume that nobody's ever played guitar before. Even if you have played a little bit, I'm just going to start with the real basics. So tuning pegs, okay? Once your guitar's in tune, if you watched the other little video about getting your guitar in tune, then just don't touch them. Unless it goes out of tune, which it will at some point. You'll have to get your tuner out again on your phone or your tablet or whatever and tune it again. But other than that, don't touch them. And these things here, these metal bars, these are called frets, okay? And these are going to be really important because this is where we know where we are on the guitar and how we get different notes and different chords and all that kind of stuff. So that's important. So frets, so I'm talking about frets, I'm talking about these metal bars. And the basic principle is to play anything on the guitar, we need to play a string. By the way, I'm plucking with a pick, a little pick or a plectrum. If you haven't got one, don't worry about it, you can just use your thumb. Or your fingernails, like... It's not that important, but I always use a pick. So if you have a pick, or if you get a pick, just hold it like this. Getting used to using this iPad for a camera. Anyway, so just hold it like between your thumb and first finger, and you want the pointy bit sticking out, alright? And then, yeah, you just strum like that. Don't hold it too hard, like, you know, you don't want to drag it through the strings. Just nice and light. You should be able to bend a little bit when you play. Okay, so pick or no pick, just thumb, whatever you're going to do to start with. The important part is this hand, okay? So the hand that you're going to fret the notes with, you're going to push the strings down in a certain place and a certain way to get different sound, okay? So here, like, if I just played the open E string, this one, and I push it down at the first fret, notice I'm not pushing on top of the metal, right? Don't do that because it'll sound like this. It's a bit buzzy, a little bit dead, just in front. Or if you can't quite get it just in front, right in the middle. Right in the middle or next to the fret. Each time we go to a different place, we get a different note, etc. Okay, and it's the same on all the strings. So we're going to start with 2 chords that are the same shape. So you only really have to learn one shape to begin with for this first lesson. And we're just going to move it around different places. Okay, here we go. The first one's called E minor. It sounds like this. Okay, now I'm going to move slightly so you can see my fingers. So what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to take my second finger. So this is first, second, third, fourth. Little fingers, fourth, first finger. I'm going to take my second finger, this one, and I'm going to push it down on the second string from the top of the guitar here. Okay, we call this the 5th string actually because it's kind of backwards. You start with 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so just, that's quite important. I should probably stress that a little bit more. Okay, so 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Learn that as well. Okay, that's important. So the 5th string, the 2nd fret, right? So I'm in this zone, this anything between these 2 frets, this is the 2nd fret. Okay, so I'm going to take my second finger on the 5th string, this one, the 2nd fret. I'm going to push it down on that on that string so that the string plays a different note. And if I don't push hard enough, this is what happens. If I just touch the string but don't push it down, it doesn't make a sound, okay? So you push it against the guitar neck, see? Now, here's the slightly tricky bit. I need to take my third finger, this one, and place it in the second fret on the next string down on the fourth string. There, like that, okay? So I'm pushing this one, fifth string down at number 2, fourth string down at number 2, using my second and third fingers. It's quite important that you don't do this, okay? Use those fingers. Use the fingers that I'm saying, because it just makes more sense later on. Alright, so them 2 fingers. And then this is really important. I'm going to try and get the angle so you can see it. Notice the shape of my hand. I'm using my fingertips, just tips, to push down on the strings, okay? And all of the strings can be heard. So I'm going to strum all 6 strings just slowly. Okay, that's the sound we're looking for. This is what people do a lot, okay? You might do this, don't worry if you do, just try not to. They let their fingers go flat, and what happens is it gets in the way of the other strings, so you get... You don't want that, so you have to have this nice fingertips, okay? Fingertips nice and curved. Notice also, can you see where my thumb is? So I'm not like down here like this. People do that a lot for some reason. Or over the top like this. I'm just kind of to give your wrist a bit of movement so you can get your fingertips like that. Okay, cool, right, so that is chord number 1, and we call that chord E minor, right? So there you go, E minor, you can play E minor. Okay, right, so just get comfortable putting your fingers in the right place with this hand, making sure you're not pushing down the other strings, tippy toes, thumb down here, pick or thumb, whatever, and just get used to strumming it. And here's a little tip, just to make sure you're getting all of the notes right. Go through each one individually, okay? Make sure you can hear each note clearly, and then practice just strum down, just nice easy down strokes, okay? 2, 3, stop. Right, okay, next chord. Right, this chord has a fancy name. Okay, it's called Asus2 over E, but we're just going to call it A to begin with, okay? Basically it sounds like A. And it's the same chord, you just move your 2 fingers down. So now I'm pushing down string number 4 at fret 2 with my second finger, and string number 3 at fret 2 with my third finger, and then remembering to keep the hand angle the same. Not flat, nice and curvy. All of the strings can ring like that. Okay? So, we can now make some music with these 2 chords. So we've learned E minor and A sus2 over E. A, just call it A. Right, okay, so here we go. I'm going to play that one maybe 4 times, maybe 8 times. 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to switch to that other shade, okay? Switch back to E minor, and then switch back to the A again. I'm still strumming all 6 strings. Okay, right, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get stuck changing the transition from here to here. That's what you need to practice, okay? Don't worry if it's really slow to begin with, it probably will be. Just stick at it 5 minutes a day, every single day, or 10 minutes a day, every single day. But you'll probably get sore fingers, so give yourself a rest. Okay, Cool. I think that's enough for lesson 1.